All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. Now, check this out. Today is the 6th. All right, it is Monday the 6th. All right, I'm still at the studio from the day before. Well, it's still the same day. It is 12:13, so it is midnight. We just ended a podcast with Burner the Loke. Once seen or as seen on Rodney in LA Hood Vlog, SGV LHG. We just dropped a podcast on the 200 Boys. It was the first podcast back in 2025. Salute to everybody that was in the building. Okay, we had everybody back: Droops, Opina, Big Blacks, uh, G the Barber. And then we had all the homies pull up from SGV Southeast, all the homies from IE. Listen, we had a full house today. We even had Rodney in LA in the building. Salute to Rodney in LA. Listen, I was telling people this. Now, look, I don't want to do this intro too long, but let me say this. We need people like Rodney in LA. And I'll tell you why we need him. Because without Rodney in LA, we wouldn't have a Burner the Loke and we wouldn't have Vinny Jim. Now I know what you guys are gonna say. Oh, these guys been around. Yes, they have. And salute to them. They've been doing their thing. But without Rodney, there'd be no way that I would know about them. They wouldn't be on my radar. And so we need platforms like Rodney, platforms like Hater World, platforms like American Cholo because we are showcasing the homies. Now, if these platforms go away, if I go away, if American Cholo goes away, if all these other platforms that are homie based go away, where are people gonna go get an interview from if there's nobody left? Is nobody gonna pay attention to them? We got our own circuit. Uh, 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 we got our own circle of independence from everybody else. So listen, people need to start jumping on board and stop being so negative and complaining. Now, look, I know we're in the hater world. Go ahead and hate, get your hate on. But that does not mean that you cannot support the up and coming artist. All right, show love to these homies. They are the future of what we created in the early 80s and 90s with Chicano rap. And now it is evolving into mainstream music. So salute to all these young homies, all these platforms. Salute to everybody that's coming up. Now look, I said that in 2025 we weren't gonna argue, we weren't gonna diss, and that's what we gonna do. Today we got a video reaction of Lucky from Cali Legends Media. Now look, me and this homie have had a little rough past, and truly it was just a misunderstanding. Nothing more than that. So salute to Lucky. But I will say, people sent me this video and they said, "Hey, yo, Blue Devil, you gotta react to this because this homie, didn't react to the video correctly of Lefty Gunplay." Now, look, there's this whole thing going on about Lefty Gunplay and having paperwork that he lied, and it is all being showcased by a dude from up north. All right. So what we gonna do is watch this video and be very unbiased. We're not gonna disrespect nobody. We're just gonna give a truthful opinion. All right. Like grown men and have a conversation. Now, if anybody gets in their feelings, just know that every man is entitled to get in their feelings. All right. But with all good intentions, let's go ahead and watch this video and get you guys that Blue Devil reaction. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. One of my subscribers asked if I could do a video regarding Lefty Gunplay and the situation with him telling a story to his people that almost most certainly wasn't true. Okay.
Wait, almost most certainly isn't true. Are we judging before we know the facts? I gotta find a button to switch. All right, so look, almost most certainly isn't true. I want to note this. I'm not backing up lefty gunplay. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion because I know a lot of people think that I sit here and I clean up lefty's mess. That's not what I'm here for. But how can we basically say it is almost most certainly not true when we do not have lefty gunplay's official paperwork in hand? If the paperwork is not here, or have lefty or anybody from his hood telling us, all we are doing is assuming and evaluating what we do have. And what do we have? A guy from up north in Southside business. Now let's continue.
Now, several content creators have made a video about this already. I know, but the subscriber asked if I could do one and just share my opinion. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it. So this controversy began some time ago. Rascal isn't the first person that brought paperwork forward regarding Lefty Gunplay's time incarcerated. I was watching a piece of Blue Devil yesterday where
I don't know he watched me.
he showed paperwork that what's this guy's name? Kenny Thunderbird.
Wait. OG got notes? OG got notes. Now look, a lot of you need to learn from the OG. I don't take notes. I do everything from up here. Sometimes I get off the internet and I'll be like, damn, I forgot to say this. But taking notes is dope because you did the homework. I don't like to do homework. I like to wing everything, but that's just me. But it is dope to see the OG taking notes. Now, look, I didn't know that he was going to refer to my video. I didn't know he watched me, to be fully honest with you. But let's continue.
Yeah, if I remember Kenny Thunderbird, he's a real thin fool that was on Hoodstocks a while back, and they got into some beef.
We call him
But anyway,
Kenny Thundercrabs. I take that back. It's 2025. We said we weren't going to diss nobody. I'm going to take that back, fool. I'm going to take that back. I apologize, Mr. Thundercrabs. I mean, Thunderbook. I'm sorry, though. Let's go.
He showed the paperwork. It had Lefty Gunplay's name at the top, Franklin Scott Holiday, which is Lefty Gunplay's real name.
Who has seen Lefty Gunplay's ID? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? How about you? How about you? Who has seen Lefty Gunplay's ID? I'm just saying. I'll put it to you like this, and the reason I ask is this, because a lot of people be trying to post my info, and I'm Mexican, fool. Yo soy de Mexicali, way, right? My family's bloodline is all the way back to Mexico to where they can't go no more. I have like 4 names, fool. My first name, my middle name, my last name, my abbreviation. So when I see people posting my name and they think it's my real name or they're missing stuff, I'll be like, what? Right? But who has seen Lefty Gunplay's ID to say that's him? I'm just saying. I don't, for whatever it's worth, I'm just saying. All right?
Okay. So on that paperwork, it did show a shooting into an occupied dwelling, which includes cars or other places where somebody may be hiding or
Ducking up. Oh, no. Posted.
kicking back in, right?
Yeah, posted.
Just said that shot into an occupied dwelling.
Dwelling
Doesn't necessarily
is a place,
mean a house.
Yeah. Dwelling's a place where it's being occupied by somebody. So you could be in a whip and the whip could be stopped. That's a dwelling. You can be in a house that's a dwelling. You can be in the garage. You can be in the warehouse. You can be in a trailer. You can be in a mobile home. All that's a dwelling, bro. It's a spot that's stopped. It can't be a car. That's different. It could be a car, but not a moving car. As long as it's stopped.
Okay. Could it be a car? Somebody living in a car? Somebody driving by in a car and pulling over
Yes,
and
to be
sitting
stopped.
there,
Yeah, stopped.
it's a dwelling that's being occupied by individuals. So
Hey,
we don't know
dope
if it was
jacket,
a
bro.
house.
Dope
Number one.
jacket.
Lefty Gunplay did say, though, that it was a house party. But on that paperwork that Blue Devil posted from this Kenny Thunderbird, the date of the shooting was 5/6/2023. So if he was arrested for a shooting where his father got a lawyer and only got him, I think he said 13 years or whatever the amount of years he said he did, could not be true if the case was from 2023. We're barely on 2025. So
So the paperwork that Kenny Thunderberg posted, right? Another guy that came into Chicano rap and did a mess and left. This is what I'm talking about, bro. These people were never a part of Chicano rap or the culture. They're the ones that come, they make a mess and they leave. You feel what I'm saying? They are visitors. We have a lot of visitors. All right. People like LA Icon, people like Blue Devil, people like even Rhodium Radio been around that long. People like American Cholo, uh been around for a very long time. Very credible, that know about the culture, have been around since late 90s, early 2000s, and they're still around, bro. But most of the time, the watchers, they don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear the lie. So what do? They believe some mugroso ass fool. I'm not supposed to diss nobody. Damn, that's what makes my podcast special. They believe some guy, right, that comes in, does a bunch of dumb shit, and then leaves and nowhere to be seen again. On that paperwork that he provided, it said Lefty Gunplay has, shot into a occupied dwelling in 2023. Now let me explain something, because the OG said there's no way he could have done 13 years if it's 2023. How? Right? Makes sense. Now I haven't been to jail in a long time, but I do remember that when I would get busted, and then I would do county time and then get out on probation, right? And then catch a violation, it would show me the original crime with the new date, right? So I'm gonna give it to you easy. If I get caught with a gun today and I go to jail for 2 years, right? Then I get out on probation or parole, whatever. And 6 months later I catch a violation. The paperwork is gonna show the original crime with the new date. That's how I remember things. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's something that could have easily happened. All right, let's continue.
I guess I don't know if that was pointed out when that paperwork was brought forward. Rascal from Homie Hangout produced some additional paperwork where shooting into an occupied dwelling didn't even appear. There were several gun cases, possession of firearm cases, some tagging cases, some vandalizing cases, burglary type cases, but nothing about a shooting into any type of dwelling or anything like that. and the time frames on each case was like 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. But Lefty Gunplay was adamant that he did 13 years and that he was in Corcoran and in the Bay and these other places. The math don't add up, the time frame don't add up, and that charge wasn't even on Rascals.
All right, now look, I have a homie that's busted right now. Uh, he's not from my hood. He from the CPT. He know who he is. Salute to my boy. He was like, I hit him up for some info, and he was like, "Hey, fool, you talk to Lefty still?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, let him know." I said, "What's up?" I was with him, in this prison, on this yard, at this time. And again, I'm not here to clean up nobody's mess. I'm just giving you guys my opinion, right? Without me even asking that homie anything. He's the one that told me to tell Lefty, hey, tell him who I am. He knows me by this. Now I don't remember if he told me Pelican Bay or Corcoran, but I have it in the DM. You know, so can't nobody really say he wasn't there. As far as whatever jail my homie told me, right? So this guy that's named Rascal is a white guy, Caucasian. Uh, People tend to call him, you know, that he left the game behind. And I don't want to disrespect nobody. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't care. But he is from up north. All right. He had did a video on G Face and Neil Lazar years ago, and I reacted to it. And my opinion was, why is there anybody from down south validating this man's uh, argument or his opinion or his paperwork, right? And people came at me sideways and said, well, it don't matter where the paperwork comes from as long as it's valid, right? Well, the video I dropped on Lefty, people are telling me, why are you believing this guy from up north? So you can't win with the internet, right? But let's listen to see why this OG is even taking in consideration any type of paperwork or anything from a guy from up north that does not run the same program Lucky runs or that I run or that our watchers run. Why are we considering anything he says as a valid point? Let's continue to watch.
Paperwork. And if I'm gonna go with anybody's paperwork, it's not gonna be this Thunderbird Vato's paperwork. I've seen him, I've heard him. I would put Rascal like 110% more credible. Also because he works with legal things, with legal situations, with the courts to help people beat their cases and stuff. So
This just took a turn for the worse. OG just said, I will take. What's that fool's name? I already forgot his name. Rascal. I will take Rascal's paperwork 110% over Kenny Thunderberg. Well, first of all, Kenny Thunderberg, from what I know, even though he's from the Southland, number one, he's from the Southland. Okay. OG right here is from the Southland. Why would you have to take Rascal's paperwork 110% when you can call to Lefty's neighborhood and speak to any homie there and see the paperwork directly? That is my question. Why do you have to take Rascal's word, a guy that is snooping around in one of our brothers' life, right? snooping because there's no other real reason, right? When you can call directly to one of our brothers in the SGV and ask about Lefty's paperwork. That is my question. I would never, never take anyone's word from up north. I don't care if they are this guy or that guy. Now, I respect their opinion. I respect their opinion, right? I respect their opinion as men. I'm not gonna sit here and disrespect them, but I'm from the Southland. I could call anybody that I needed to call if I needed to call. Not to say that I'm this guy that can touch all these people and call these. No, but uh, listen, we all know people that know people. So if there was any doubt, you can easily call the SGV. I would never take the word of anybody from up north, only for the simple fact that they only for the simple fact that we know it always hasn't been nice with them. So there could be ulterior motives. There could be hidden motives. And why would I risk that? Not to say that it's not okay now or is not, they're not doing it with the best of intentions because we don't know. But why would I take that risk and not just call the SGV? Or better yet, call Baldwin Park. This one right here was a little strange, but let's continue.
Rascal's paperwork would be the one that I think would hold the weight, In any case, Lefty was also on Vlad TV and reiterated his time in prison, the shooting, the whole bit, right? So, in my opinion, it was all cap. Okay. Now, one of the content creators had mentioned, or in fact, a few of them mentioned, that the people that don't like Lefty Gunplay, they're going to eat it up. And they're going to be like, aha, got you. I knew you were this and that, and all that shit. But you know what? The people that like him, if they like him for his talent or his music or whatever it is, the persona, I don't know what the attraction is, but whatever it is, it may and may not really affect many of them. People bullshit. People bullshit. People blow things up. People blow things out of proportion, and most of the time it's to make them look good. They make all this money and they're working minimum wage. They got all these cars and.
Hold on. Let me stop it there. He said that most likely Lefty Gunplay is capping about going to prison to all these yards and his paperwork. That is crazy to say. You know why? Because he don't know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. Lefty could be capping, right? He could be lying, but he also could be telling the truth. Do I know the truth? No. Does OG know the truth? No. Does Rascal know the truth? Of course not. So, if we don't know the truth and it's not 100% certain in front of us, why would you call him a liar? Now, I understand you're entitled to your own opinion, but in this case, I think that the OG would know better, right? Not only are you putting down another fellow Southerner, but you're putting down a person that has reached heights that most Chicano rappers will never reach. You're putting down a person that has gave many jobs and is giving many jobs to a community in the Southland. All because you're agreeing with what a guy that once was or maybe still in the opposition. That is mind boggling to me, especially when you have the ability to pick up the phone and call Baldwin Park. Damn, I don't have my sound effects. Again, everybody is entitled to their own opinions, so I'm not knocking the OG for that. It's just mind boggling that you will think that Lefty Gunplay is lying when we and nobody has the facts. Now let's continue.
All these hookers and all this jewelry and all of this stuff, but you never see nothing. People lie. You know, uh, even in the neighborhood, people lie. Uh, do we ostracize them for it? No, we just know they're bullshitters. We have this one homeboy that everybody knows always bullshitting. You don't know what to believe from him. Because he's beating everybody up all over the city and you know doing all kinds of madness. But you don't know whether to believe it or not because of all the lies that you catch the person in. Same situation with Lefty. The only thing, people ain't gonna know what to believe and what not to believe anymore about what he talks about. They're not gonna know when he's bullshitting. So I think that's probably the only.
I think it's crazy that people are so stuck on his paperwork and truly not even stuck on the paperwork, stuck on one fact. Did he shoot inside the house or did he not shoot inside the house? Because everything else matches up. It's crazy that people want to see the downfall so bad that they're trying to cling on to anything, right? Not to always throw me in the mix, but they want to see me fall so bad that they say that I got punked on the internet. I don't know how you get punked on the internet, but apparently I've been punked and I turn down fades on the internet. Nowadays, it no longer is in real life. Now it's all digital, right? So again, I think it's sad that everybody wants to see Lefty Gunplay's downfall, that they're trying to stick him to whether he shot in the house or he didn't. Now look, he a game banger from Los Angeles. You're telling me that the most craziest thing Lefty Gunplay was ever done was shooting the house? Do we really sit here and think that he's never done anything else besides shooting the house? And people are worried whether he shot in the house or not shot in the house? It's wild, bro. And again, I'm not sitting here to back up Lefty. I'm not. It's just wild that people are so stuck on whether he's just gangster or not, instead of seeing the accolades that he's achieved, uh, and the things he's done for the people around him. Breadwinner. Let's continue.
Takeaway on this. Some people might be like, they might just cut him loose, but I don't think it's a game stopper. Maybe a little game changer, a little bit, but not a game stopper. Uh, you don't hear Kendrick Lamar talking about he's been in Pelican Bay and he put in Haile and he did this and that, and dude's one of the world's most one of the most famous rappers here in the States. That doesn't matter. That people don't get it. That just doesn't matter. Unless you're looking up to a person for that, doesn't matter.
Facts.
Uh, should he be doing that? Most definitely not. There's a certain credibility that comes from being honest and from telling the truth, and not bullshitting. And you lose some of that credibility whenever you bullshit, make things up, or blow things up.
All right. What people don't tend to understand as well is that this is the internet. Everything's fake. Everything's fake. I don't care what you say. Everything's fake. I said this before. The homie told me, "Hey, bro, you gotta play the internet games. People love fake. They love the fake. They love the fake. Like if somebody's being fake with you, you can't be real with them because people don't care. You gotta be fake just like them." So people need to understand this is the entertainment business separated from the streets. And if Lefty's good in the streets, what's the matter what he is on the internet? I don't know. At this point, it just seems like people are just trying to. It's like you can't win and you can't lose. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Let's continue.
But other than that, I don't think it's really gonna be that damaging to what he's doing, what Lefty's doing. You know.
When I decided to get a master's degree, I heard it all. It's too expensive, too time consuming. But then I found
I don't expect him to answer to this.
Why would he?
I know I would if I put something out and somebody's calling me a liar. I would prove it because that's just the way I am.
OG, you got a lot to learn. OG, you got a lot to learn. Okay? You can't fight everybody on the internet and you can't respond to everybody on the internet. You wouldn't understand that yet because you're a small channel, but when you get to a channel that's upwards of 30, 40,000 subscribers, you're going to have the cucarachas from underneath the colchones come out to try to get you. You're going to have the cockroaches coming from the dirty microwave that's been sitting in the hood for years that are trying to attack you. You're gonna have people calling you out for fades like they know you. You're gonna have people telling you that they want to meet you halfway to fight you when you've never met them in your life. You're gonna have people calling you names, trying to expose you, talking about your business that has nothing to do with the YouTube, talking about your personal life. You're gonna have people trying to get you. The more and the more that you grow on this internet stuff, you have to understand that you have to let them talk. If you respond to one, you have to respond to all. At the end of the day, this is what it is and this is what it should be. Run up or shut up. Video or it never happened. As long as you live by those two rules, you're gonna be straight. All right? A lot of these people think they learned the trick that they could run their mouth and nobody's gonna do nothing. Okay? But that's not the case. All right? That's not the case. When people talk about me, I no longer address it. To me, they're a fart in the wind. They are a cucaracha. They are a mosca. All right? They are a nuisance. It means nothing. Let me see the action. Talk is cheap. All right? And that's the way it should always be. Now, look, shout out to the OG. He got his own opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. Would I ever take the word of a norteño over one of my brothers? Never. If I had a doubt in the world, would I consider the norteño's paperwork? Never. I would call up to that homie's hood. But then again, who am I to request paperwork? Who am I to ask for anything? All I can do is respect the homie and respect what the homie told me. That's it. Until I find out otherwise. All right. And I'm not going to be snooping. So unless his own homies deem him no good, he going to continue to be good in my book. All right. It really disappoints me that a lot of people want to see our own homies fail instead of supporting our own homies. Right now, look, people going to say, you talk shit about Chicano rap. Yeah, I do. Fuck Chicano rap. I say it all the time. All right. It ain't going to change. But listen. I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you're entitled to your opinion. With that being said, I got another video coming, and I don't really want to do it, but I think I'm gonna do it because it's about time that people start. It's about time that people start accepting the stupidity that they do, including myself. I've been called out. I understand. I accept it. I learn from it, and I move on. Okay, I've learned from a lot of things that's happened to me in this YouTube, and I'm trying to give game to everybody else. So there's another video that I want to do on the high power fitness guy. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna do the video. I'm gonna just say it right here. He recently did a video about Bozo, and he said at the end of the video, he said, "I'm nobody to be validating nobody or to be stamping anybody on this YouTube yarda, right?" But he validated and approved and stamped the guy from Santa Barbara, right? That he's good and this and that, which maybe he is, maybe he's not, I don't know. But the fact is that he lied. He validated that guy, right? Then he says, I will never diss nobody on YouTube, ever. I will never do that. That's comadre stuff. But he dissed me. He disrespected me without knowing me. He talked bad about me without knowing me. He made several videos about me without him knowing me. And so that's the second time he put his foot in his mouth. All right. Now look, I'm not gonna do that video only because they're gonna say that I'm targeting older gentlemen. All right. But I'm not. I'm only speaking the facts. All right. So salute to everybody. Number love. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Follow us tomorrow, Tuesday. We got Boo Boo from the American Cholo podcast in the building. We're gonna try to talk him into coming back to podcasting. We need American Cholo to run the YouTube yarda, right? The llaves are in the air right now, and American Cholo needs to retrieve them keys. So pull up tomorrow, Tuesday, and I will give you guys another reaction later on today. With that being said, salute to everybody. Nothing but love. You guys already know I'm Blue Devil, and with that being said, we out.